What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I've got all kind of projects going on right now, but today we're going to be talking about the little blue truck. Ever since I bought this truck, I've been wanting the back rim to tuck because this looks good, don't get me wrong, but you just can't beat when that back rim tucks up underneath the fender. And when I bought this truck, it had a 6'9" drop on it, and I even put a 1-inch block in the back to get it down another inch. But as you can see, the 24s just ain't cutting it. I'm not gonna be able to tuck that. So today I'm going to pick up some 26s and we're gonna try to squeeze them under. What I'm thinking is, with the 6'10" drop, they should go right on in the front. We should have plenty of clearance all the way around to still be able to turn with the 6-inch drop in the front. But I know in the back I'm going to be hitting the lip of the fender, so we're going to have to do something with that. Going to have to break out the grinder, do some cutting, and I'm thinking I'm probably going to go ahead and have to cut these tubs out because these tires are already hitting on both sides. This right here is where the tires been hitting, so I'm probably just gonna have to go ahead and cut these out and do some future plans for some tubs in the rear. We're gonna do what it takes to get the 26s on there either way, because I know they're gonna look 10 times better than the 24s here. I gotta give you guys one last walk around with the 24s on there, because I'm on the way now to pick up the 26s, and I think it's gonna be a whole different truck once we get them on there. So last before shot with the 24s, I'm gonna miss you guys. So I just picked up the rims, but the guy had TPMS sensors in them for his truck, so he had to break the tires down to get the sensors out. So I had to go pick up some valve stems to throw back in these things so that I can get some air in them. But check these things out, guys. The first look at the 26s that are gonna be going on the truck. Setup isn't that old. You can see the tires pretty new, but I got to get home and throw the valve stems in them, get some air in them, and then we're going to get to work to getting them stuck on the truck. I think they're going to look really good. Just pulling the rims out so I can start putting air in them, get the valve stems in them, and roll them up next to the truck. So we get an idea. I think they're going to look sweet. I think what I'm going to do first is, once I get the air in them, I'm going to put the fronts on first, because the fronts should not require any modification to fit. We're hoping. Like, I'm sure they're going to scrub some in the front, but they should be able to bolt on and, you know, only scrub when you're turning or hitting potholes real hard. So we're going to throw the fronts on first, and then we're going to move to the back, because I know for 100% fact we're going to be cutting in the back. And what I'm probably going to end up doing is, I'm not going to cut the whole fender out in the bed. I'm probably just going to cut enough out to clear the tires, because I don't want to cut too much out until I get my wheel tubs in. If I take too much material out here and then the wheel tub doesn't cover it or something like that. So I'd rather probably just going to come up around the top of this fender and maybe come up 4 or 5 inches, maybe to the bottom of this notch here. We'll see once we get the tires on and start cutting on it. But that's probably what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna throw the front on for you guys real quick. Well, first we're gonna get air in them, and then I'll throw the front on, show you guys, and then we'll start working on the back. Check it out, I got all the valve stems in, got the tires aired up, went pretty smooth. And I'm gonna do the front first, so I'm about to spin the truck around, jack the front up, and get them put on. Aren't ideally the perfect size tires for a slam truck. These are 295 30 26s. You can see right there. Ideally for a lower truck, you know, we'd have some 275s on here. Would probably save us about 1 inch, but it's gonna be fine. This isn't gonna be a permanent setup on this truck, more than likely. I just got them at a good deal, so one step closer to getting some bigger rims on this thing. So we're gonna spin it around and we're gonna throw the front on. There's the 24s coming off. Little side-by-side comparison of the 26s next to the 24s. It's gonna be a big difference. I'm excited to get these things on. Gonna look killer. There you go, guys. There's a difference. You can really see the difference now. The rims look huge. Haven't let the jack down, just got them bolted on. And now it's gonna be the moment of truth. We're gonna let it down and see if it just sits on the fender. You can see the 24 is already scrubbed, so I don't know. We're about to find out. Drop it down and let's see what happened. Oh, it looks like we're clearing. It looks like we're clearing there. It's not touching. I still got plenty of clearance. Maybe it will go down once I back it up. But it's looking good. It's looking good so far. It looks like we're gonna clear them. Definitely gonna have to cut in the back, which I already knew, but wow, that looks good. That looks good. I'm liking it. Maybe I should have bought 28s. What you guys think? Should I just went straight to 28s or what? This is a 6-inch drop in the front on 26s and 295s. And it looks like they're clearing right now, so let's go look at the other side. Other side looks good. Still same amount of clearance there. Definitely gonna scrub when we turn, but you know what they say. If you ain't scrubbing, you ain't thugging. Let's spin it around and get so we'll back the truck up to turn it around to put the backs on, and the front end definitely dropped down a little bit more, maybe about another inch. And the tire's definitely sitting on the inner fender well now. It's not hitting the actual metal fender, but it's sitting on the plastic fender, inner fender. So I'm probably gonna have to just yank the inner fenders out, which ain't a big deal. Back the truck up and the suspension kind of settled down. The tire is sitting on the plastic inner fender here, so we're gonna yank that out and I think we'll be good. It's, you can still like put your fingers in there and push it up, so I think once I yank this out we'll be pretty good in the front. But that's a 6-inch drop in the front on 26s and 295s. And now we're gonna get started on the back. Definitely gonna have to break out the grinder on the back because the 24s have already been eating up the fenders, so this is the fun part. Let's get these things off of here and see what we got. Check it out. I got the back tires off and we're about to throw the 26 on the rear, but you can see, just want to show you guys, you can see I got a pretty good sized notch in there. And even when the weight is on the truck, the axle only sits right at the bottom of the notch. So I still got room to go down in the rear, which I might do. I wanted to go down in the back 1 more inch, but definitely wanted to put these on first and see how much they tuck in the fender before I just decide to do that. I got both the tires on the back, and all I'm going to do now is just let the jacks down nice and slow and just kind of see what happens in this area. I know I'm going to have to cut, but we just want to let it down nice and slow, see where it's going to hit, and just go from there. We're going to make some marks, take the grinder and the cutting disc and start taking some off the inside. And then I'm thinking this lip here, we're going to have to do something with this lip, so I got to figure that out. But yeah, we're just gonna let it down nice and slow and see what happens. I let it all the way down and it's just sitting on the lip of the fender here. It's not touching the inside of the bed yet. All the weight is still sitting here, so let's do something. I'll snatch the wheel back off, and what we're gonna do is, instead of just taking the grinder and actually cutting this lip off, which is gonna make our fender really wobbly, we're gonna actually take the grinder and we're gonna go along the inside of this fender, and we're gonna make a few cuts this way, and then we're gonna take and just fold the lip up so that we'll still retain our rigidity here in the fender. It's not gonna flop around and shit. So we're gonna attempt to do that now. Check it out, this is what I'm doing. So you can see all my cuts I made about every 1.5 inches, 2 inches with the grinding disc. And now I'm just coming back with the hammer and I'm just tapping these flaps up and around smooth. And hopefully this is gonna give us the clearance we need to get around that 26. So now I have to go in. I've got the jacks all the way down now and it's just sitting in this area on the fenders. So now we have to go in and start removing some material from inside of the bed. Here's the plan in the bed. I don't want to cut this whole fender out and then order tubs, and when my tubs come in, I cut too much out in one area. So all I'm trying to do here is take off enough to clear the tires so I can still drive the truck. And then when my tubs come in, I can put the tubs up, you know, draw marks and cut out more where I need to cut out more. So all I'm doing right now is taking out the bare minimum that I have to get enough clearance to drive this truck. Let me show you guys what I did real quick because it actually worked out pretty well here. I took the grinder and I cut right on kind of the top side of this curve, and I just went down across, as you can see here, and along the bottom of the fender. I didn't want to take out too much, so I was just kind of going small at first, but this actually worked out perfect because this lip actually sticks out and I was able to fold it back up and around this to kind of keep everything back tight on the outside of the fender. And I think I've got plenty of room to drive it around. So I think this is going to work perfect. I'm about to do the same exact thing to this side. Both the rear fenders are cut out, and I think I took out just enough to clear the tires. Obviously, you know, if we put any sort of weight in the back, we're probably gonna grab that piece there, but she's good enough to be able to drive around and daily until I get some tubs in this thing. There's the pieces that I cut out. And now we're just gonna take this thing down the road, get it on some nice, even pavement, and see what it looks like. Not even gonna lie, guys, it's actually kind of a sad day because the rim still isn't tucking in the bed. I'm pretty upset about that. I guess I'm just still not low enough to tuck in the back, but they are on, they do clear, and I think it looks killer, but now we just gotta go lower in the back. There you have it, the 26s are on there. Unfortunately, even with the 610 drop, I'm still not low enough to tuck. So it looks like we're gonna have to go lower in the back because I'm getting these rims to tuck. This is my goal. I'm gonna make this my mission now to tuck these 26s in the back. I think it turned out great. I love how they look. They do look way better than the 24s in my opinion. And it looks like we're getting a little bit of sun coming out, so maybe I can go home and wash it now. It's been raining for the past day. But there you go. Those are 26s on a 610 drop. And now that I see it, you know, I've got an idea of what it looks like. So you guys are just gonna have to stay tuned to see what else I got coming for this thing. Definitely gonna have to go lower in the back now. And now that we've cut the bed, we're gonna have to throw some tubs in it and keep on building her. So yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Which one y'all like better, the 26s or the 24s on this truck? That's gonna be it for this video, guys. The little blue truck is officially sitting on 26s. And as always, like this video, subscribe to my channel for all the future mods that we got in store.